Hi, Manuela. Hi, Phil. Thanks so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Hi, Luann. It's nice to be here.
Hello, Luann. It's a pleasure to be here also.
I'm looking forward to this conversation and sharing with everybody about the work that you guys do. You work for Mess Stuttgart, which is a company that runs trade shows specifically for the home decor industry. And I'm super excited because you have one coming up in November 2023 in Orlando that I'm going to be speaking at. And then you have another one coming up in February of 2024 in Germany that I'm going to be speaking at. And I'm super excited. And then you guys are going to be coming to the Exciting Windows Conference and Luann Live. So we've got lots of things happening over the next 6 months. But today, let's just talk about this company, Mess Stuttgart, what they are, what they do. And then I'm going to have each of you explain the two different conferences and who they are and what they're for and why we don't want to miss it. So, Manuela, tell us about Messe Stuttgart.
Okay. I started to work at Messe Stuttgart almost 18 years ago, so I can say I know the company. And the company is located in Stuttgart, which is right in the center of Baden-Württemberg, a state in Germany. And Baden-Württemberg is one of the most important hubs when it comes to economic power. Here are the companies like Porsche, like Bosch, like Mercedes-Benz, all of them are located in Stuttgart. So, and we are right in the center of Stuttgart. And our company is organizing trade shows since more than 80 years. So, very, very long. And we and we have our own venue here in Stuttgart. So, and this venue has in total 10 halls with 120,000 square meters cross space, which is around about 1.3 million square feet. Um, um, and we do organize around about 60 shows per year, plus around about 100 conferences and smaller events at this venue. And in addition, Messe Stuttgart has daughter companies in India, China, Turkey, and in the US. And Phil is my colleague. He's responsible for the US daughter. So that's why we are with you today. We are organizing together the show in Orlando. Um, yes, to talk about our two shows, you're already mentioning Sun Shading Expo, the show in Orlando, and R&T, which is the world-leading trade fair for sun shading, doors and gates, and roller shutters. And both shows are part of the R&T Alliance. And the R&T Alliance is a kind of trade show alliance which currently consists of 6 trade fairs at 5 countries on 3 continents. So we have the mother show in Stuttgart, then we have R&T Asia and China, we have R&T Turkey in Istanbul, Turkey. We do organize a show in another show in Stuttgart, which is called Outdoor Ambiente Living. And then we do have 2 additional shows, Sun Shading Expo in the US and APA Expo by R&T, which is a show for industrial and automatic doors in Spain. So,
Wow.
yes, we do have a kind of trade show brand, and I'm responsible for most of these shows.
Wow. So let me back up and ask a couple of questions. So, Messe Stuttgart, the parent company, that company is putting on trade, like you said, 100 shows a year and whatever. Like, so it's all different industries that you're doing trade shows for, and it's the R&T and the SSENA are the window treatment,
Correct.
legs of those. Interesting. All the months that we've known each other, I didn't realize that. So your overarching company, you might have, a trade show on cars or on anything else. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so you're like a specialist in trade shows, but it's all different industries.
Yes, correct. Now, and the shows I've been responsible for since 2009, they are all international ones. So I'm not organizing a show in Stuttgart. All my shows I'm responsible for are around the globe. But in Stuttgart, we do organize shows for machinery, for pets, for jewelry, for any kind of industry
Interest.
you can have in mind, tourism, etc. So we host some
Interesting.
conferences for dental, medical issues, etc. So it's yeah, quite a wide range of shows.
Okay. 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 So the show that's coming up in Germany, because I'll ask Phil about the one in Orlando, but while I'm got you here for a second, the show that's coming up in Germany that is, the one that is facing for our industry. This show has over 1,000 exhibitors that come from more than 40 countries in the world. You get more than 60,000 attendees coming to the show. It happens over about 4 days, I think, 4 or 5 days.
5 days.
5 days, and it's primarily focused. Tell us the focus of the show again, the one in Germany.
Yeah. So the show in Germany, RNT, is, yeah, I said already, the mother show. And the show is organized since more than 60 years. So the first show took place in 1975. And since then, the show took place every 3 years, apart from the COVID pandemic. And we had to skip one edition. So the upcoming show in February will be the first edition since 6 years now,
Mm.
and everybody is eager to come and can't wait to come. So the show is focusing on everything which is related to interior and exterior shading products, which covers technical textiles, profiles, finished products like blinds, all type of blinds. Um, you call it window treatments in the US, awnings, pergolas, umbrellas, parasols, sunshades, motorization, everything which is related to interior and exterior shading. In addition, we do have section for a smart home. We do have and we do have 3 halls which are dedicated to industrial doors, roller shutters, because the difference between the US market and the European market, our shutters are mounted um, to the window but outside, not inside, which is different. We use it as a security product for our buildings. So, and we have garage doors, etc. So we have different kind of industries at the show.
And I understand that this is the only trade show ever anywhere that Hunter Douglas actually displays at. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, and we are very, very happy about that fact, because Hunter Douglas is just, it's Hunter Douglas, everybody knows Hunter Douglas, and we do have a long, trustful relationship with them, and we're very happy that they took the decision to come back in 2024 and to join us again. So,
Yeah.
yeah, apart
That says a lot. I have to tell you, that says a lot because, Hunter, once they started coming out with their premieres program, they're just like, no, 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 no. You'll all come to us to see the product. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like, for years we would see Hunter at the trade shows, and then all of a sudden they were gone. And so I think that when I learned that, I thought, oh, that's interesting that they actually make that kind of investment to go. And okay, so I'm your garden variety window treatment retailer. Okay, I'm your garden variety window treatment retailer. What would you say? Why do I want to get on a plane and come to Germany? And maybe it's like a Window Works. Like Window Works, we do extensive outdoor product. We do probably 50-50 interior and exterior. So interior and exterior shades and shutters and all of that. But what why would I, if I'm in the US or Canada, like if I'm in Europe, obviously it's easier, right? But why would I come to this show, Manuela?
I think there are different reasons. One of the main reasons why I would suggest to come is that when you are coming to the show in February, you will be able to meet, I would say, almost every brand which you could come up with who's important in the industry, like not only the component manufacturers, but all the manufacturers of finished products and for interior and exterior. So Um, Currently, already more than 980 companies have signed their booth for the show, and we have 200 more on our waiting list. But the show is fully booked, so we try to sneak in some of them, but I think. Yeah, we might end up with 1,000 or a little bit more than 1,000 exhibitors. So it's worth to come because you will meet everybody and you will see the latest products which you might have not seen since the last 6 years, because everybody waited for the show to present the latest product innovations. Most of our important key accounts, they showcase their latest innovations right in time at R&T. They wait for their, let's say, um, to to go on the market after they have showcased it at Stuttgart. And so you will see definitely new products which you have never seen before. You will be able to catch up with everybody you have in your business network. I would assume so, because the attendees are coming from more than 140 countries, and it's a fun show. We have a lot
Yeah.
of booth parties, so you will definitely not be there for work. You can just
A lot of
enjoy
German
yourself.
beer, I would
Yes,
think.
yeah,
There's a lot of German beer, let's be
yeah,
serious.
yes.
So so here's the question. You said a line, finished products. So I'm not going, like, there are going to be manufacturers there of components, but it's not like I'm going to get there and there's going to be 130 booths of components and 10 booths, or I shouldn't say 100, 900 booths
Yeah.
of components and 100 booths of finished products. So, because that's the thing, like, if I'm a garden variety retailer, I don't really care about the components. Like, I really don't. Like, maybe I'm like an engineer brain. Like, if my partner Billy were going to be there, he might be interested because he's got to install it and stuff. But for the most part, I want to see the finished product, and that is like what's happening there. The majority, or at least 50%. What percentage are finished product?
I would say at least. I would need to check again, but we have 10 halls. So 3 halls are dedicated to doors and gates, etc.
Okay.
Then one hall is dedicated to motorization, smart home.
Oh, whoa.
We have one hall which is fully dedicated to outdoor living products, everything covered like pergolas, umbrella, sunbrella, etc. And then we have our biggest hall, the hall one, is showcasing machinery, technical textiles, um, and then the other halls are focusing on finished products. So
Okay.
if I sum it up, we have 3 halls which are fully dedicated to finished interior shading products.
See, that's worth it. That's worth getting on a plane for, right? Like I just wanted to get the lay of the land of what to expect, because I don't, and I also love that you have it organized that way, because if I do sell both interior and exterior, or maybe like a lot of Exciting Windows members are picking up exterior products because of Vin's influence, right? Because he's been selling them for 40 years. He's like, why are you leaving this money on the table? Like, you're here, you've got a loyal client, you're doing business. Let's get this product and get this sale as well. But I love that, okay, the machinery ones I don't have to go to. So, really, as your garden variety retailer, I'm going to get benefit out of the smart home hall. I'm going to get benefit out of the exterior hall, and I'm going to get benefit out of the 3 interior finished product halls. So, that's pretty worthwhile right there. I
Yes.
like that.
No,
Okay.
and in addition, I would like to highlight 2 more things. So we do offer free of charge education. So we have plenty of lectures, and we work together with several international and national associations and multipliers and speakers to support us. You will be one of them. To focus on the latest issues and topics and pain points of the industry, to address them, like overheating of buildings, and that outdoor living became more and more popular during the pandemic. So to discuss all these topics. And in addition, we do have a several special show areas. We have a smart home forum, which is fully focusing on the presentation of smart home, how to apply it in a building, and then to present and discuss this in several conference and training sessions. And we do as well have the outdoor ambiental living special show area, which is special because it is not only there for R&T. It has been established already 4 weeks before during another show, which is called Intergastra. And Intergastra is our biggest show for gastronomy and hotellery and restaurants, etc. So our exhibitors have um, outside presentations, not in the exhibition hall. They have outside presentations in our park area, which is between the halls. So
Oh, wow.
you can experience, because we have the show is in February, so it's cold. And
I was just going to say, we're outside in Germany in February. I don't know.
yes, but you can experience how it would, how weather, how the weather conditions can influence your hotel or restaurant, and if you have a proper pergola which can be closed, or if you have a proper heating device installed, how it will heat up your area, outside area. So it's yeah,
I
something
love
else.
it. I have to tell you, WindowWorks has done dozens of projects for restaurants in, the tri-state area for exactly that reason. It's like, yeah, that's great that you have this patio that seats 50 people, that it goes unused all winter. But when we do our genius awning on it, and we put our drop down screens, and we put our heaters in there, and our lighting and our Bose music, all wired to this structure that we create that's retractable. So, and it's funny because there is a restaurant here in Jersey called Delicious Heights, and it's in Berkeley Heights. And we've done a genius outdoor structure like this for them, and they've completely doubled the space of their thing. And Vin has been over there, and he's spoken to the general manager of the restaurant, and he's like, it's the craziest thing, Vin. He goes, people walk here in the dead of winter and be like, oh, do you have the heaters on outside in the patio? Can we be sat outside? He's like, it's 35 degrees out and they want to sit out there with the heater. And he's like, it's just, humans are nuts like that. We'll choose to sit outside almost anytime we can, right?
Right, yes.
So funny, so funny. So that is awesome. I love all of that. Okay, so this particular conference, we're going to put a link in the show notes and in the email newsletter that goes out. So if you're on my email newsletter list, you'll get it on how to register if you want to go, how to purchase tickets, and all of that thing. And what you're saying is your registration and your ticket price includes all the educational panels and discussions that you have. It's not an a la carte for those items. Like, it's a one-stop ticket, and it gets you access to everything.
Correct. Yes. So education at our show is always free of charge and without any registration. So you just show up if you're interested in a specific topic. We have campfire sessions inside the hall, and we have a special conference room where other presentations and trainings take place. And the good news is that with your code, your audience will be able to register free of charge for the show and
Oh.
get everything for free. So
Wait a minute. I don't think I realized that.
okay,
Wait, so the code that you're giving us,
yes,
we don't have to pay to go at all. We just have to do travel and hotel and get there.
correct.
Whoa. Okay, we've had 1,000 conversations. I didn't actually recognize that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's awesome. I love that. All right, so we will be sharing that code unless you know it off the top of your head. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Yeah. No, I'm it's RT24 Luan. And how you
Wow.
write Luan? So LUN.
Luann.
Yes,
Okay,
but with
right.
a capital A.
Oh, okay. You have to make the capital A.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, that's good news. I should have known that. I know you're both looking at me like, how did you not know that?
Oh, that's all right. I would like to make one final remark regarding the show in Stuttgart. So, as we are expecting around about 65 to 70,000 people, hotel rooms are very, very rare. So, if you take the decision to come, be prepared that you need to confirm any room you can get at almost
Okay.
any price. No, we try our best and we try to offer some special conditions for our attendees, but as you can imagine, it's quite difficult for us to cover all of them. So,
Wow, that is a particular challenge, right? I mean, you don't even think about that. Where do 65,000 people sleep? That's crazy.
yes,
Okay. Well, you have my room, and I'm glad about that.
yes,
I won't be on the street or in the parking lot under a heated pergola.
no, no, you won't.
Okay. Okay, so that's awesome. So that's all about R&T happening in Germany in February 2024. Now, Phil, you've been patiently waiting, and I appreciate that. So now we're going to talk about the Sun Shading Expo North America, which is a arm of Messe Stuttgart. This is going to be the second time, I think, or the third time that this show has
Second.
happened in the U.S. Second time. Okay, so Phil, tell us about what we can expect. Now, it's so funny because, like, obviously this is the second year. It's not nearly as large, right? So it almost feels like, oh, really? Just 300 booths instead of 1,000? But let's try to do our best to make it be good and something we want to go to, right, Phil?
It's still a very, very exciting show. I would like to add just one thing to what Manuela explained about our R&T. I had the privilege of being there back in 2018, the last show, and I've been to hundreds, if not thousands, of trade shows around the globe. And the setting of Messe Stuttgart, the actual campus of Messe Stuttgart, is stunning. It's in 10 different buildings. The campus, it's all related. There are some beautiful outdoor spaces, indoor spaces. It's just it's a treat to go to be at. So as a foreign attendee, I was blown away by the organization, the transportation, everything about the trade fair over there was just first class. So I highly recommend
That's
it.
good to know. You know what? Because I'm glad that you said that, Phil, because not that I was thinking negatively, but I was not imagining it to be a positive thing. Like I was like, okay, we're just like going to basically 9,000 Home Depots lined up together. Like I just didn't picture that I would ever have thought that I would find something beautiful. And so it's nice to know. And of course, if you've ever been to a big trade show, when you say the words, the transportation is well organized and the getting from one hall to another is well organized. For any of us that have been to a trade show that you cannot say, I mean, I have left trade shows absolutely so frustrated and absolutely so disappointed. I'm like, it's not a surprise that you had 10,000 people here. How are you not organized? You know what I mean? So that's awesome to know that that was just like an extra, positive thing that you experienced, that the being in the show and being in the environment was enjoyable. So thanks for mentioning that. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
I
And
would
go ahead, Manuela.
just one to add as well is I'm as a local can say that the you have a 5-minute walk from the airport to our venue because we are right next to the airport. So you
Oh,
just leave
whoa.
the plane, get your luggage, you can store it when you checked in, and then you can just walk the show and take
Wow.
either public train or any transport because it's between the airport and our venue. So it's quite
That makes it
convenient to
easy.
travel.
Makes it easy. Yeah, yeah. So you're not getting into another country and figuring out, oh, it's an hour from the airport. Like, am I going to rent a car? Am I going to get a train? Like all the things, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Very good. Very good. Okay. So I'm super excited about the Sun Shading Expo North America as well. Luann Live is literally happening in Orlando a day later by design, by serendipitous design, right? But I can go into that story another time. But looking forward to it because I'm going to roll into Orlando like October 31st and just stay there till like the 13th. so, so tell us about what we can expect, Phil, at the expo in Orlando in November.
Great. Well, we're very excited about Sun Shading Expo North America. Also, it's being held at the absolutely gorgeous Orlando Convention Center, and it's we're small but mighty. It is our second year, um, but one of the advantages that and prior to my time, I've only been part of the team since October of last year when we did hold our last event. We're co-locating with Textiles Expo, and that formally is known as IFAI Expo. So I know many of you out there have heard of this show. It's a great show. It's been going on for many, many years, and we're lucky enough to be part of that co-location. Again, we're in our infancy as only a second year show, but having the legacy of being part of the R&T Alliance gives us such an advantage of being a well-oiled machine, a part of a well-oiled machine. It's the only trade show, though, in the U.S. that will focus on interior shading, which will be our side of the show floor, and exterior sun shading solutions, which would be the ATA side of the floor. So there's a lot to see when you come to this event, not just interior, not just exterior, but both very similar to our plus T, and that's exactly why this co-location works for everybody. Um, One of the things that I am really impressed with, again, and this is part of the R&T Alliance, is that it's truly an international event. 50% of all of the exhibitors come from outside of the United States, and they're some of the biggest brands around the globe. And again, the reason why they're here is because they trust that R plus T is going to have a great event, well organized, a lot of great content. Um, but we also have recruited 50% of the U.S. Vendors to come here too. So it's brands that you know and you trust and that you want to see. Some of those, I don't want to name them all, but Coolest, US Custom Shade, Vaco, Progressive, Magna Track Screens, Top Window Coverings, Renson, and and many, many, many more are part of this event. So Manuela also said that she runs events in Turkey and in other locations. A lot of those vendors are going to be part of this too. So total, we say we're small but mighty, but combined, there's 360 exhibitors. So it's a full day or two to get through that trade show floor. Um, with the co-location, it makes it a really large event. Over four Last year we had over 4,000 attendees. This year, and
Wow.
again, that was in Charlotte this year. Because of the location, where in Orlando we're hoping for actually more than that. So we think the event will be much larger. Um, Again, one of the things that Manuela said about content and being a trade show producer for a very, very long time. Um, I don't want to say how long, um, but 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 content drives a trade show, and
Mm,
if you're going just to see products and shake a few hands, you're missing the biggest part of the event. And again, content on site here is free of charge. So all
okay.
the education is free. Um, we will have content right on the show floor, and the content is being led by you, Luann, who is our who is our keynote speaker, and we couldn't be more excited about that. When I first came on board, we were talking to some of our partners, and they said, who should we get to lead the content? And every single one of them, all roads led to Luann. So
I
with
didn't know that. That's fun.
so we're thrilled that you're going to be leading that content. So um, the international program, it'll be a fully international program. So you're going to be hearing from experts from all over the globe, which is, again, you can't get anywhere else. So we're also partners with WCAA,
Mm.
Luann Live, Exciting Windows, European Solar Shading Association, and we're also working on others. We're also partnering with the Umbrella Association of all solar shading associations across Europe. So
Wow.
um, it's going to be an exciting show. We're growing. We're much bigger than we were last year. We're going to have more attendees. There is a fun factor also too on the show floor, so that's something that we always like to have, and we're excited. We're excited that it's coming up, and we can't wait. So
I love it. I
come
love
on
it. It's
down.
gonna be great. I know, right? It's gonna be great. And it's similar. There is enough finished product vendors. It's not looking at parts and components. It's a finished product. I'm sure you have both, but again, there's enough for me to get there and see finished product, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love it. And then the same thing. It's like, so this is going to be November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And it's a combination of walking the floor, reuniting with colleagues that are going, of meeting new vendors and products and services. But then all of the educational panels and presentations are sprinkled throughout the couple of days. And, it's interesting because it's that, like, I love that you mentioned that the content drives, right? Because if I can learn something about my business, if I can learn something that not just a product or a service that I didn't know or I didn't have a resource for, but if I can also learn a tip, a trick, a strategy, on how to make my business more profitable or more streamlined, then that's like a win-win, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
and that's why we do content for free too, and we have it accessible right on the show floor, so people are not being dragged away, a half a mile, because the Orlando Convention Center is quite large.
Huge,
It is quite large,
huge.
so you're
Yeah.
right there. You're right on the show floor, and it's very convenient. And again, the list of speakers is so impressive, and it's not just about product, like you said, Luann. It's really teaching them how to be better business people too.
I love it. And do you have a speaker list that you want to share at this point, or are you waiting for announcements? We're not necessarily saying it today. Like, how are you with that?
I can mention who's going to speak. So it will be definitely you. And then Jessica Harling is going to join us,
Mm,
and Roger Michalis, and Tommy Long from Universal Screens is going to talk about smart shading. We do have two representatives from Europe. So one is a German industry expert and journalist, and the other one, Anders Hall, he's actually the president of the European Solar Shading Organization, and he's now retired, but he had been work. He worked for Somfy Sweden for 35 years, so he's a real expert in smart shading, the dynamic solar shading, etc., and all these the advantages which are provided by sun shading solutions in general. So he's trying to bring some new content from Europe to the US, as we are all facing the heat the heat up in our buildings. So he's trying to train some more mm, people about how to sell these kind of products to the end consumer, and to convince them that it's worth to have exterior and interior shading products instead of air condition.
okay, I love it. Great, great. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. It's you know, eh, it's funny about the window treatment industry. There are not a lot of opportunities. Like, when I think about the interior design industry, straight up the design lane, you can't throw a dart at the calendar and not find a date that doesn't have some event somewhere between the different markets that are held in Las Vegas and High Point and Dallas and Atlanta, and then you have the conferences, and it's just crazy. It's like literally, as an interior designer, every single month you can make an investment in your professional development as a designer by attending something. And for window treatment professionals, it's just not the case. Like, you are waiting months and months for the next opportunity. So this is really good that you guys, because it's not an either or. It's not like, oh, like my thing is, as a business professional, I want to be in front of and next to and working with as many smart people in my same industry as possible, because that's where my game gets up leveled when I go to conferences, when I go to expos, and I it might be that I learn a new product, which is awesome, but it's also that I learn of a new colleague that, or a new speaker that I now start to follow like that, and I really start to learn from. So I'm super excited that you guys are coming onto the scene here.
And I would like to add something that whoever registers for our event or for the co-located Advanced Textiles Expo, both will be able to walk both shows. So you only register once, and then you can walk the whole show floor of both shows. And at Advanced Textiles Expo, there are many well-known brands as well, because this show has been organized since 100 years, which is just crazy.
Wow.
But they have brands like Somfy, like Zanbrella, like Triviage, Glenraven, Recasens. So they have big brands already, and we bring some international exterior shading manufacturers on top, and we will bring the interior shading. So we combine everything. And as you said, in the industry, everybody is now realizing, okay, we would miss something if we don't add exterior shading to our business. So
Yeah.
if you register for our show, you will definitely be able to see both sides.
That's
And
good. That's good. Yeah, I have to say, ever since Vin and I have, like I mentioned earlier, that we've become involved with Exciting Windows, we have seen many of our members start to lean into exterior shades. Not that none of them did before, but it's sort of like that thing where it's a lot of them have just been like, yeah, why not? Like, why haven't we? Because who else is good? Like, I don't know. As a consumer, wouldn't I naturally think, well, you do shades. Why do I have to go to a different place for a shade outside the window? And I know that as a salesperson of window treatments, it was often the solution that I would suggest, because there's a lot of rooms. For most part, window treatments finish a room. There's no debating that. However, you can finish a room with side panels and a valance, but not necessarily want all the shading because the view, or just you want the lighter, airier look. But you absolutely need the protection from the heat or whatever the elements are. And I can tell you, lots of times I've looked at a consumer and I said, let's throw the shade outside. Like, what do we want to see this thing for? We'll motorize it, you'll operate it from the inside, but what are we messing with the interior look that you and your designer have gone to great lengths to give it this sleek, open, airy feeling? And to have that in your little toolbox and understand that your interior installer, with just a little ingenuity, can install an outside shade. It's just not that big of a stretch, right?
yeah,
So,
agree, fully agree.
yeah, yeah. So I'm excited. Did we leave anything out that we need to let everyone know, other than to come to Orlando in Germany and see all of us?
We could mention that you have as well a code, so
Oh,
your audience will be able to register for free as well for this
oh,
event,
wow.
which
This is
makes it
jackpot
even,
day.
yes, I think so. So your audience is lucky today. They can register for 2 events just free of charge, and the code for Sun Shading Expo is SSENA 23 Lou N.
Okay.
With a
All
capital
right.
A.
Okay, I love it. This is so exciting. What's not to love? Okay, all right. So we will put links for all of this in the show notes. And I am super excited and super grateful to be connected with you guys and to see the things that we're going to do together over the next year or so.
Me too. I'm very excited.
As as are we.